Welcome to December. This is Disease Prevention and Treatment Month for Rotary International. This theme is one of Rotary's 7 areas of focus. Disease results in misery, pain, and poverty for millions of people worldwide. Rotarians help to treat disease by building hospitals and infrastructure to allow medical personnel, patients, and government to work together. Rotarians prevent disease by working on health education, screenings, and routine care. And it's Disease Prevention and Treatment Month in District 7430. We continue to fund Polio Plus, which serves as a platform for COVID-19. In addition to polio, we help to build hospitals and facilities for clean water and sanitary sewer treatment. We educate people about disease prevention. In our district, we follow COVID-19 guidance. I'm delighted to introduce the speakers featured in our project showcase. Dr. Michael Seidner, our COVID-19 advisor, will discuss his work in drafting and implementing our district guidance. Souderton Telford Rotarian Kate Hoth will describe her work to establish a hospital in Burkina Faso through her nonprofit organization, Con Corona Alliance Foundation. Maybe your club will be inspired to submit a grant application for a project related to disease prevention and treatment. On December 14th, our Showcase Tuesday speaker will be Dr. Noel Alito, a physician practicing in the Philippines. He will tell us about malaria eradication and the development of vaccines to combat malaria. Please register on the district website and participate in this powerful Showcase Tuesday event. Maybe your club will consider a project to combat malaria or even fund mosquito nets through Shelterbox. December is an active time in the lives of District 7430 Rotarians. Many of us enjoyed visits by Rotary International Director Valerie Wafer. Our clubs are hosting holiday parties. Please remember to take caution with the coronavirus. Update your vaccination, wear a mask, and if one of your members tests positive following an in-person meeting, give notice to Dr. Seidner and get his advice on tracing, notice to members, and COVID testing. Following my club visits as your district governor, I enjoy club and area mixers to increase membership and fellowship. At each visit, I bring a mask and share ideas about being our best selves through Rotary. I look forward to seeing you soon.
In 2019, I was working with a colleague to gain approval to use a vaccine to prevent Ebola virus disease in the highest risk countries in Africa. And we began talking about what it was like in the village that he grew up in Concrona, Burkina Faso. We decided to form the Con Corona Alliance Foundation, or CAFO, to improve access to education, healthcare, water, and sanitation in the village that he grew up in and other villages like that. That same year, I met Steve Kendra of the Souderton Telford Rotary Club, who recommended that I consider partnering with Rotary since our needs were so aligned. I'm so thankful to Steve for making that connection. I joined the Souderton Telford Rotary Club at the beginning of 2020, and I've learned so much since then. I've been astounded by the large community of support that branches out in all directions to serve the most critical needs locally, regionally, and globally. In 2020, CAFO helped the community in Concrona by building new classrooms, housing for teachers. We purchased books for every student and supported tutoring after school. We've seen a huge jump in the quality of the education, and success rates have risen from 2 students who progressed to middle school in 2019 before we started to 20 in 2020 and 33 in 2021. So this year we are building a health center in Concrona. And health centers in Burkina Faso are not typically built with access to water. We had planned to dig a well, but thanks to a Rotary Zoom meeting at the beginning of the pandemic, I learned that our district had been supporting a hospital in Sierra Leone that did have running water, and they had a water tower built on the hospital grounds. And so thanks to that one meeting, we now have running water in our health center in Concrona. So we've begun working with the partners in Burkina Faso in the Rotaract Club in Bobo-Dioulasso to purchase medical equipment for the new health center, and we're looking forward to continued partnership with that group. We started the nonprofit journey as two individuals working to save and improve the lives of some of the world's poorest people. Now, thanks to partnership with Rotary, we can see that we're not alone, and there's so much good that we're going to be able to do together. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Michael Seidner, and I'm a long-term member of the North Penn Rotary Club. I've been in Rotary since 1982 and have held several district positions. In addition to that, I am a retired family physician, having worked for about 36 plus years in private practice. One of the things that I did, among many other things, was focusing on disease treatment and prevention, including chronic diseases and infectious diseases, which ties into where we are today. We're still in the midst, unfortunately, of this COVID-19 pandemic, and my goal today is to talk to you about how it impacts our clubs and to minimize the spread of COVID and to increase the confidence of the membership that our district is actively trying to mitigate this pandemic among our members. So far, I've worked with two different clubs in our district that have been hit by COVID. My role as COVID advisor for the district is to give professional, sound medical advice based on our current understanding of the details of the pandemic and the tools that are available to help mitigate its spread. Now, I can't go into all the specifics of what to do now because it depends on each individual case. Treatment and quarantine status, isolation, all depends on immunization status, symptoms, proximity of contact, and length of exposure. And these are being dealt with on a case-by-case basis by me and working closely with the clubs. I do want to emphasize, however, that clubs are to report positive cases among their members to both District Governor Bob Hoball and to myself. More important than what I do, however, is what you do. The most important thing you can do is to get your COVID immunization and make sure you complete the whole series. You know, I understand that this whole question of immunization has been framed as one of personal freedom. But I tend to think of this as one of personal responsibility. We're all in this society together. What you do affects me. What I do affects you. And there are lots of rules that we already have to play by. Wear your seatbelt. Pay your taxes. Get your kid immunized before he goes to school. And get yourself immunized when you travel to certain countries. You even need a license to fish. COVID vaccines, while it came about rather quickly, is also based on studies that have been going on over the last decade by researchers who've been looking at related viruses such as SARS and MERS. You may have heard of those that erupted several years ago. The takeaway from this is to get your immunization. If there is COVID problems in your club, please contact District Governor Bob Hoball and myself, and I am glad to work with you and your clubs to try to prevent the spread of this disease. Thanks for listening. Take good care and good health.